Bell&Company.
Yes, it is another great episode here of Bell&Company on Intellectual Radio. I am, of course, Mario J. Bell. That voice you hear also is my co-host. Hey, Libby. Libby right there, Miss Libby Tartars. And we have a full boat in the house today. We got plenty of guests in here. We've got to my right here for people. I think it's stage right, stage left, however that works. Anyway, to my right is Mr. Vlad Lee. Hey, Vlad, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. We're having him back because the last time you were here, Vlad, I don't know if the audience will remember from watching these, we had a special celebrity guest in, and he kind of cut us short because, you know, he just had so much to talk about. That was when Tom Dreesen was on.
Yeah, we didn't really get too much time to cover all the subjects. So
we figured that we'll just give him all the time in the world because he's
the
former lead,
super interesting
opening act of Sinatra, and he did, I don't know if he talked about it too much. He did an act with the guy Venus Flytrap from WKRP in Cincinnati.
Reed.
Did he mention that? I don't remember.
Yes, he did.
He did, Libby? Okay.
Yeah.
And anyway, I don't want to forget to introduce, and he's going to be with us as much as possible because he's got all kinds of good music stuff and stuff to talk about in general. It's Mr. Joe Brunker. Hey, Joe.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there. Honestly, I'm not that good. Why am I saying I'm good? I don't know what I did. I was picking up a door at my other job when I'm not on the radio, and I went with both hands and lifted up like that. Now this arm is kind of like, like walking around like this.
Rotator cuff?
Yeah. Well, I hope not, man. I hope not.
Yeah, that would be pretty brutal.
Because my cousin had that, and he's going to be out of work for like 3 months.
Yeah.
So it better not be that bad.
Yeah.
But it does hurt.
Not. Yeah.
I'm not sleeping too much. So if I look a little haggard, that's why.
Have you tried any stretching?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of stretching. I'm
good.
Still lifting like I'm doing pull-ups just to keep it moving, and it doesn't hurt when I do that, believe it or not. But anyway,
that's good.
So I guess I'm okay. But yeah, I was going to mention that at some point. If people see me kind of going to the side from on the video on YouTube, obviously the podcast they're just listening. But yeah, it is hurting. I'm just trying not to think about it. Vlad, you can enlighten me on that, how to concentrate and focus on other things and help so I don't have the muscles hurting me so much.
Well, speaking of that, you mentioned earlier about your shoulder injury, and I wanted to let you know about how CBD is a miracle drug and it can really help you with things like that. If you have a concentrated CBD salve rub, putting that on your shoulder will greatly decrease the inflammation and speed up the healing process. But aside from physical injuries, CBD, if you take a tincture, if you have a headache, you have a stomach ache, you have cramps, any kind of internal pain, you take that and it works like a miracle drug.
And that comes from obviously the marijuana plant, right?
Correct. But CBD is non-psychoactive cannabinoid. It does not get you high. It works is just purely medicine.
I always made jokes about it, but honestly, it's supposed to be pretty good. I might have to try some of that. I think the dispensaries sell that.
Yeah, dispensaries sell it. The smoke shop sells CBD. It's you can get it plenty of places.
Gas station.
Yeah, the gas stations sell it. Wow,
they do, but you want to opt in for more reputable sources.
I would agree.
The gas station, you know where those guys are from somewhere in India. Sometimes those guys are taking it from. They might have made it at home, right, before they imported it here.
I saw a gas station selling gummy shrooms, is what they call them, and I was like, "Why would?"
Is that even legal? I know CBD oil is. I don't think shrooms are.
They're made with alternative mushroom.
You're right. This is something new I've been seeing pop up everywhere as well. It's not psilocybin mushrooms, which are the illegal ones. It's Amanita muscaria mushrooms, which are also psychoactive, a lot less, but they are legal for you to consume. So
they are legal.
Yeah, so they are selling slightly a lot less potent psychoactive mushrooms at gas stations nowadays. What a time to be alive.
Well, now only like in certain states like Illinois, Colorado, California.
Correct.
Yeah, it all depends on the state.
Yeah, I mean Florida I think is doing it, Florida isn't. Libby, you know the list, right?
Yeah, basically what you said.
Yeah, but not Florida.
We definitely know Portland is doing it.
Oregon. Oregon, Washington. I'm pretty sure they got. But anyway, in Illinois, we're lucky we can go get us. I guess I'm going to try some shrooms and some CBD oil, and I'll be good. If you don't see me next week, I went on a little quest and I went to the desert or something. I went to the Joshua Tree Forest.
I wouldn't say the gummies would be worth it. I mean, Yeah, like you said, you want to outsource for like better quality.
I think the gas
if you were to
station-
go that realm.
Well, now maybe the dispensaries. I don't think they're serving that though. But Vlad,
Yeah, I don't think that's on a dish yet.
yeah, Vlad can talk about that. Vlad is our guest today. Joe is going to be on as much as we can have him on, and he can make it here from the suburbs because we're on in the Chicago suburbs for people who didn't catch that. And we're real close to the city here, but all of us live like way far away from here. It's kind of funny. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would be getting gas station products. I don't really. The only thing I buy there sometimes are the donuts because
And
it's
the
like
hot dogs.
yeah, and I eat
Ew.
my other friend makes fun of me eating the hot dogs from there too. That I will do, believe it or not. I'm that desperate when I'm hungry.
The occasional bratwurst from there ain't too bad either.
You
Sometimes
know,
it slaps.
I've had the Polish ones. I haven't had the bratwurst one, but you know, I just gas stations in general. Maybe Thornton's is one of them. Here, I'm getting the free plug. I can get money now. I get them from there because they look like they as fresh as a hot dog can be. They keep putting them out all day, so whatever. But I didn't see them selling any mushrooms or CBD, so I don't know. Maybe it's the little small guys, the independents.
It's the gas and washes.
Or maybe the gas and washes, right? They're pretty popular now around here at least. But anyway, so Vlad is our main guest today. Vlad, how do you say your last name? I never asked.
It's Liskowski.
Yeah, right. But you go with Lie or Lee.
Yeah, I just put LY on social media.
LY, right?
'Cause it's a lot easier for people to find me that way.
We'll just go with Vlad Lie. How's that?
Sounds great.
So you're our guest because we wanted to finish talking more about what we didn't even touch the surface on the last time you were here. Like I said, because Tom Dreesen was here on the phone at least. And you had a lot of good things. We kind of just already touched on some miracle oils, as you might want to call them, but it comes from the marijuana plant. But you have so many other topics you want to cover. So I'll just let you elaborate on some of the stuff.
Awesome.
We talked off the air what we want to talk about. But I've got this book I want to mention too and some motivational stuff, which you also do.
Yes, sir.
You have a website, right?
Yeah, I have a website for recommendations. I recommend movies, comedy specials, music playlists, write articles, quotes, anything I'd recommend to my best friends. I just share on the website.
Recommend to everybody.
Correct.
And that's let me make sure I say it right. Brand BRANDNEW and then LOGIC.
Correct.
Brand New Logic. Is that .com?
Yes.
Oh, he was able to get it .com. Hard to come by these days. So anyway, brandnewlogic.com has all that stuff you mentioned. Probably some quotes too, right? You got the motivational stuff on there.
Yeah, anytime I come across some inspiring motivational quotes, I whip up a quick little graphic for it and share on the website.
Oh, that's awesome. Here, I'll give you one. I might as well. I told Joe about it too before we went on. It's throughout this whole book. This is a marketing person I want to work with. She's going to come on the show at some point. Miss Jean Kuhn. She gave me a great book. I guess it was a late birthday present. A Happy Pocket Full of Money by David Cameron Giocondi, I think is how you say his name. But anyway, I want to get to the quote, and it's throughout the whole book. I mean, it's basically talking about how you get yourself into a good place, making money, having a career, having a savings, helping people out, that kind of stuff. Infinite wealth and abundance in the here and now is the subtitle. But anyway, the quote is great. So you got to put this on your site, Vlad. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. So there you go. If you're feeling down one day, you just got to repeat that to yourself. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. So there we go. There's our motivational quote. So you're going to add that to your site now, right?
Yeah, that is a great one.
Self-affirmation.
Isn't it nice?
Much, yeah.
So anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt. You got the site.
So besides recommendations for media content, I also recommend different modalities and other things to try in your life that could be of value to you. And one thing I'd like to recommend to everyone is to get into meditation. Meditation at first, it seems like it's overrated. It seems like you're just spending your time for like no result really, and it's not worth it. And that's what I assumed before I gave it an honest try. And after doing meditation for quite some time, I've truly saw all the benefits that you can gain from it.
How long have you been doing it?
For 3 years now.
Oh, wow.
And after
this is every day?
yes. And
it's almost a high that you get with it. Like, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quite literally. I don't know. Whenever you just take out that 20 minutes or that hour, depending on how you're feeling for the day, like some days I would take that time out, like more days I take out 20 minutes, and I carve that out enough.
I was just going to ask you, how long do you do it?
Yeah, no, that's awesome that you do 20 minutes. That's like intermediate level. I think like beginner level, people do meditate for 5 minutes and
Yeah.
maybe 10 minutes like maximum. I do 10 minutes every time, and every once in a while, maybe 2-3 times a month, I'll have like a 20-minute session like you. And
They're
those
really nice sessions.
Yeah.
And you do it once a day only, or at night too, before
So-
you go to bed?
So there's, I'm gonna go into it. There's actually
Sure.
most people wonder what are the benefits that you would get from doing meditation, and there's actually 4 distinct reasons why you would want to do so. Reason number 1, it's to clear your mind of lingering thoughts. It's kind of like clearing the cache on your mental browser. This is why I meditate in the morning when I wake up and I have all these bouncing thoughts throughout my head, thinking about planning what I'm going to do for the day, thoughts from the night before. If you sit down and you meditate, you get to address all those thoughts, so then they're not bouncing around your head throughout the day. You actually get to think about them, address them, figure out what your plans are for the day, have this self-conversation with yourself, address all those thoughts, and then you can move on without carrying this mental weight around you. And that is the reason why I do my daily meditation in the morning.
Do you take notes, like a journal too, or you just think? You don't write nothing?
No, I just think to myself.
Okay.
But there is another component of this where notes do get involved. So, and I'm going to get into that. Reason number 2 for meditation is reducing stress and anxiety by regulating your body's stress response. Now, this is you do this before you're about to enter a stressful situation. So if I'm before I go into like a job interview, I sit in the car and meditate for 5 minutes. If I'm doing a comedy open mic, before it's my time to go up, I go and I meditate for 5 minutes. And doing that calms down your central nervous system and allows you to be a lot more calm and collective in whatever next interactions you're going to have.
Oh, I love that. And
It's solid.
we need to touch on, you also do another thing you do that he probably talks about on the website. He also does open mic comedy stuff. So,
Yes.
but you meditate before that, so it helps you focus on what you're going to say and not get scared, basically.
The difference is tremendous. No matter how many times you do comedy, when they tell you, hey, you're up next, your body just starts producing cortisol and you start getting excited / nervous. And if I go up just with that nervous energy, I trip over my words a lot more often versus if I meditate first, I'm on point the entire time.
Honestly, it just puts you in the right place.
I guess
like,
so.
A mental state, you just feel on a different level right after. Like, it takes a while though in practice, and some days you won't feel as much benefit.
Well, where do you do it when, like, you're at an event, for instance? You're at a comedy club, like a bar or whatever. Where do you go do it?
Okay, well, this might
Does it
sound a
have to be
little silly.
quiet?
I put on headphones and put on brown noise, so I to tune out.
Or green noise.
Or green noise.
Yeah.
And if I'm at like a comedy open mic or something, I just go to a bathroom stall and just sit
the
for
bathroom.
5 minutes.
Okay, now you guys both brought it up. Brown noise and green noise is referring to like what you're playing in the background. I forget what green noise is. What's
There's
green
black noise, there's white noise, there's all different types of noises that you can find on. I just find them on YouTube mostly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just go to YouTube, type in like a color noise, and it helps you tune out. It's scientifically proven to calm down your brain, especially effective for people who have an ADHD brain. It like helps calm down. all
Joe
those
says he's all
bouncing
over the
thoughts.
place like that.
So
Yeah.
Interesting. Now wait a minute. So, like, white noise I've heard of, but I've never heard of brown noise and green noise. So what's brown noise? What type of is it?
they're all very similar to each
similar,
other.
yeah.
It's just like a slight different pitch and scale. And
But is it like monks chiming? Chanting. I mean,
No,
Just noise.
no, it's you know white noise.
I do know what white noise.
So
is.
it sounds just like that, but maybe like a little deeper or a little higher.
Does it sound like a dial tone?
Kind of like a static.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna say it's more like static.
Static is the
Oh.
be-
Libby,
best
you
way
need to get
describe
into this.
it.
It'll calm you down. You're always
Yeah,
spazzing
that
at
sounds
everybody.
good. Yeah.
It's not
Interesting.
bad.
So
for sure.
you're literally at a venue, went to the bathroom, and were able to just focus on doing this and concentrating.
Yeah, or I go sit in my car.
I was gonna say, how about the car? That
Yeah.
would make more sense, I think.
yeah, just what's more accessible depending where you're at. You gotta make
And
it work.
What about at home? Do you have like a workout room or the bed? Where do you meditate in?
I just sit on the couch and I put on an eye mask to block out the light to make it easier, and then I just turn on the brown noise and go into it.
I have blackout curtains, so I'm cheating.
Oh, the curtains.
That's
I know a lot of
Yeah.
people. Libby has them too. It's like, wow, that's weird. I never saw that before. They're usually in a studio. I've seen the
I'm a
blackout curtain.
vampire. I don't go to bed. I stay up all night.
Yeah,
I block out my
it helps her
window.
kind of sort of not know when it's
That's
real
how
bright
it
out,
goes.
So does that have something to do with it? Like the time of day that it could help your mood then too?
Not necessarily. Anytime you do it, it helps. But I think it's really important to do it at the start of your day, and then after that, as needed, depending on what other events you're dealing with. But to start out your day with meditation, you're gonna have a much more positive day than if you were not to do that.
Wow.
I'd
that's
say
pretty awesome.
consistency is where you'll find the most benefit from it. If you do it here and there, I mean, it will have a positive effect and release endorphins.
Are you meditating every day?
Yes, I meditate for sure. Like
I gotta try this.
Like I started meditating a couple years back. I was intermittent, and then the more I started to do it, the more peace I started to find. And then I started to discover more of what my other mental health stuff was, because it wasn't just ADHD. I found out deeper and more stuff that I had going on.
I was gonna say maybe it helped you think of like what to do in terms of what you're gonna sing about, like song lyrics. It helps.
Yeah,
you
it really
focus
did.
on that.
Actually, I wrote a song when you brought up meditation. I wrote a song. The first song on our album is called "Spinning," and it's called it's find your zen, find your center sound.
Nice.
What's the name of your band?
I was
and
just gonna
album?
say let's say it now. You brought it up. This is Joe Brunker. Primal Moon.
Change. Yeah.
Primal Moon, and the album name is
Ain't Gonna Change.
Ain't Gonna Change.
And the song name is Spinning. It's the first one.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
I'm
Yeah.
We
definitely
gotta
gonna
check that out. Maybe, can we meditate to that? No, probably not.
No,
That's a little more.
No.
That's not mellow. That's not brown noise or white
No,
noise.
we're a rock band. It's
Yeah,
not gonna
he's
work
rocking
that
it out.
way.
Yeah, that might not work for you, but anyway.
Um,
So go ahead.
I'm glad that you brought up that you mentioned how meditating helped you write that song, because that was actually the third point that I want to go into it for meditation. Third reason why it's why you would get value from meditating is to facilitate downloads or unprompted creative ideas and solutions. So when you meditate, a lot of times, like you're not specifically thinking of a subject. Sometimes you just have ideas pop into your head out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, you think of an idea for a song or a quote, or out of nowhere, you think, "Oh my God, I should call this friend I haven't talked to in years." Like, "Oh my God, I needed to go take care of this or that." So you're not guiding your thoughts; they just pop into your mind, seemingly out of nowhere.
I love it.
And-
Now, let me ask you this: you think it would help with pain management? Speaking of what I talked about earlier.
The amount of endorphins it builds, like, I mean, just happiness or like any sort of like adrenaline that kind of adds to your life. But it's like I don't know. Yeah, the stuff that adds to your life kind of adds like an almost overall health to you, where you don't feel it as much.
I'm talking
where
like
you
I have
just
physical
feel-
pain, like I mentioned at the
Yeah,
top of
I'm
the
talking
hour,
about
top of
physical.
the show.
Like I've had like migraines for like weeks, and then I started meditating again, and I felt like a lift. I don't know. It just depends on the physicality,
Interesting.
like what the physical is, because you're definitely gonna need to do stretches and stuff if you need physical stuff.
Wow. And we're here with Vlad with brand new logic, and your take on it is what with the pain mediation, or what's the word there? Helping with pain,
I've
like physical pain.
yeah, I'm
Not mental stress. Like,
I'm not sure.
I
I
almost broke
never
my arm, you know
I
what I
never really explored that part of it, so I wouldn't be able to give you a definite answer.
but I think Joe has. It sounds like
I'd say more for the migraine, but not for the.
it did not.
What?
You're saying it does work for a migraine.
It helps for migraines,
Okay.
because honestly, it's just a release in your brain. I don't know, like the chemical releases that happen.
Does this talk about, like, is this meditation kind of like mind over matter? Is that kind of where we're at with this type of action? Meditating. You're getting your brain to
it's
not worry about everything else.
No, it's more of the fact that throughout the day, when you're awake, you're constantly either having conversation with someone else or you're focusing on the next task at hand. It's most people don't really take the time to have a conversation with themselves, to like address their own thoughts, their own feelings. Some people do that when they journal, But unless you're journaling, most people are missing out on this crucial part of self-development. And when you implement meditation to your life, then you suddenly, start improving in ways that you weren't aware of. You start addressing problems that you were, sweeping under the rug before.
I'm totally putting this on Facebook about how many people meditate. How does it help you? Because I want to find out how many people actually, how does it affect more people, see how, their reactions to meditating, because this is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
And like I said, there's 4 different reasons to meditate, and each person, might be doing it for a different one. So first one is to clear your mind from lingering thoughts. Second one is to calm down your central nervous system before a stressful situation. Third is to get unprompted downloads. And then fourth, final, which is the real reason to meditate, the original reason you're supposed to meditate, is to achieve thoughtlessness or mind emptiness. And it's kind of tricky, difficult to do.
Wait, is that like in the movie The Ghostbusters, where like, don't think of anything, and what does Ray think of? The Marshmallow Man.
Yep.
Exactly. So the goal is to just sit there and not think about anything. If you have a thought pass by, you acknowledge it and then you let it pass. You don't hook onto it to explore it further. You just let it pass and be thoughtlessness.
Well, we don't have Gozer and the big spirits trying to take over the world at that point. But I just thought it's kind of a fun.
At those points, I'll accidentally fall asleep sometimes.
Well,
like when I'm getting close to that, where it's like.
I mean, that's what in that movie. That's what he says. The one actor, I guess it's Bill Murray, says, don't think of anything. Clear your mind of all the thoughts. I'm like, okay, so it's kind of like meditation, same thing.
It's true. Yeah, you got to clear it.
And I'm able to achieve the state of thoughtlessness for maybe usually between 1 to 2 minutes before I accidentally mess up and start thinking about things. So it's a challenge. It's difficult to get yourself to do this. And when you finally achieve it for 30 seconds of thinking nothing, it can be a pretty psychedelic experience.
Wait, what? I was meditating. I wasn't thinking about anything. What was that? I'm sorry. No, that's awesome. Again, this is Vlad Lee here talking about, and he has got his website, Brand New Logic, and he's talking about motivation and meditating is just, everybody should be doing it. Is what I'm trying to say. I think I agree. I don't know anybody that does, to be honest. Now you obviously do, and Joe says he does. Those are only 2 people I know for sure that actually do it on a regular basis. When I think of it, I think of Tibetan monks, over in wherever there's China or wherever Tibet is next to China, right?
It's kind of grown lately with the increase in yoga, because yoga is also kind of a meditative experience, even while it's a heavily exercising sort of.
Is that right? Meditating and yoga kind of go hand in hand?
No, yeah, absolutely. I think you'd find the people that practice yoga are the ones to most likely to be doing meditation as well.
Libby,
are more Eastern.
Are you doing it? You're meditating
Yes,
right now.
Exactly.
She's already. I heard her over there. That's Libby. Okay. So that's what I wanted to bring. We talked about it. I want to bring up that. Aren't you, when you're meditating, you're hearing the white noise, but aren't you also doing some kind of weird stance where you're humming, or I don't know. This is what I've seen in the movies. I don't know what the heck
that's not necessary, but that is a side thing. There's additional, benefits of things you can explore when it comes to chanting and breath work, but that is not necessary to gain the benefit from meditation.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to a Buddhist temple once, and they kind of had to sit in that formation. Where
they were doing this.
Yeah, well, it's chanting. More of well, there was a sound, a center sound, kind of
the white noise, the brown noise.
The om.
They're basically creating their own binaural beats, brown noise through hums and chants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the movie, now here I am doing all these movie reps. I did Ghostbusters. Now I'm going to do Smokey and the Bandit. In the second one, Jackie Gleason, playing the sheriff that's chasing the bandit, says, "I got this from 2 Tibetan monks." And when he gets upset, he calms down and he goes, and he does this little thing that vibrates. So I'm guessing that was meditating. Is that a type of meditating that he was doing in the movie?
I haven't seen the movie, so I wouldn't be sure.
Vlad's a little young, but Joe might know the movie. Are you young too? Actually,
which movie was it you were talking
Smokey and the Bandit 2?
Smokey and the Bandit 2.
Burt
I didn't
Reynolds.
catch the second one. I caught the first,
All
but
right,
I
well,
didn't
this is
catch
the
the
second one.
second.
Libby, you know what I'm talking about, don't you, Libby?
Yeah, I vaguely remember that movie.
Oh Lord, I'm really aging myself.
I haven't seen it
feel
in
like-
ages.
I feel like I'm in another world over here. Anyway, the point is, I think that's why I'm actually asking a real question. Is that then a form of meditation when you're doing the oral noise, whatever you just call it,
binaural beats.
Yeah, that's meditating.
No, I was just saying that the monks are basically creating their own form of binaural beats through the hums.
But it's not a part of meditation.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It can be. You can use it in conjunction with meditation.
The joke in the movie was the bandit's getting him all stressed out because he's been chasing him now for 2 movies, right? And he had all his car crashed up, and he's still driving his car with the roof off and everything. But he's like, "This is what I need to do." As soon as he hears the word "the bandit," he starts his little hemostat, I think they call it, starts going off and making all these weird noises, and it gets him to stop and breathe and do this pose thing. So that's why I was wondering if that's meditating. I don't even know what he was doing in that movie, but it sounds like it.
Everybody's got a different way to meditate, honestly. From what I've seen, all the people that I've noticed, like they all meditate in some way, shape, or form that's different from another person.
Really?
Like,
They're not sitting in the bathroom stall with the headphones on. They're not on the yoga mat. I thought that,
some people
yoga
do
mat
that. Yeah. Some people
more
go on the
normal.
mat. I sit on my recliner and kind of just I get in the relaxing pose and focus on the right breathing, release and release my mind to what's going on. The thoughts tend to bounce at first, and then slowly those things start to dissipate, and you all you hear is your breath almost, and it's kind of
doing it right.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool thing.
What
It's
are
a
you
cool
normally dressing in?
experience.
I guess at the bar you're in clothes, but at home
Yeah.
are you in shorts and
Just
you got your legs crossed for your feet?
yeah, just
your feet?
whatever is comfortable.
Okay, because obviously, again, I'm doing stereotypical looks. You see, like the monks wearing their long dress, and have no shoes on and no jewelry or nothing, and they're usually a head shaved and they're sitting in their little pose. But again, I think that might be more.
Though.
What's that?
I usually have my feet based to the ground, though. At least, just
Okay.
kind of. That's just my kind of thing.
And how do you do it? Do you have your legs crossed?
I usually have my legs crossed.
Okay, so that's what I would think. What he's doing is more how they do it.
Yeah, it all depends. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's based on comfort at that point.
Yeah,
Because I've seen people in chairs, people standing, people in
Libby over
poses.
there meditating right now, falling asleep, right, Libby? No, she's not falling. She's listening. I'm joking.
Yeah, I am listening, but you don't
Wait, we can't hear you.
me. Don't underestimate me ever.
Yeah. No, I know you're there. She knew everything that Vlad said in the last interview. I forgot half of it. So sorry. No offense to Vlad. I just hear so much
she remembered
stuff.
more than you.
I know. It's kind of embarrassing, but hey, she's the co-host.
I do pay attention.
Yeah, she
Yes.
does. But anyway,
Killer
back to the story.
retention.
Vlad Lee's our guest again. If everybody hasn't caught that already, you've got a lot of things to talk about. You got your website, Brand New Logic. But did we finish off on meditating? What else do you want to say?
Yeah. Last time we started talking about ice baths, cold exposure, and how that one of the benefits is it leads to increased dopamine. And I wanted to actually go more in depth about what dopamine does for you.
Okay, so hold on. So we're good. We discussed everything we want to do about
It has
meditating.
the word dope in it.
Yeah, but we're done with talking
Sounds
about.
pretty dope.
Does this go hand in hand with meditating? Now you do the ice bath as kind of a whole routine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So
All right. So go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
So
Even
some
though I always do. Sorry.
most of us grew up learning that dopamine is the pleasure molecule. It's the molecule of happiness. And when I was in high school in health class, I was taught that serotonin is your long-term happiness molecule, kind of like your mood throughout the day, how you're feeling, and dopamine is your like instant gratification happiness. When you get a test back and it says 100%, you get a dopamine rush. When you get a kill in a video game, when you hear a joke, when you take a bite of delicious food, all those things give you like an instant dopamine rush.
When you have great relations, sex or something.
Exactly.
Is that a good one?
Yeah,
too?
when somebody's giving you a kiss, you get a dopamine rush.
Okay.
And that was the extent of our knowledge of dopamine for the longest time.
Where were you taught that? Biology?
In health class.
Oh, health. Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't have health class in high school. Kind of embarrassing to say. I had it in college, thank God. But anyway, go ahead.
But with recent discoveries, science learned that dopamine has a secondary function. The pleasure is only 50% of its function. The other 50% is it's responsible for your motivation. There's a really interesting rat study they did where they took a rat, put it in a cage, and the rat could pull this lever, and it would dispense a pellet of food for it to eat. And then the rat would eat the food. Then they took these two rats, they removed all the dopamine from their brain, and then put them back inside the cage and just put them like one rat length away from the lever. And because the rat had to, when the rat had no dopamine in its brain, it had no motivation to go up and pull the lever for it to dispense the pellet of food. Meaning with no dopamine, that effort of pulling the lever, that's too much effort for the reward you're going to get. And they knew that the rat was actually hungry and wanted to eat, because when they put a pellet of food right in front of its mouth, the rat would gladly eat that. But if you had to make it walk just a couple steps to pull the lever, it had no motivation to do that.
How do you get
act?
They're experimenting with, how would they get the rat to not have that dopamine feeling? How would they do that?
I'm not sure exactly about that. Maybe some chemical or electrical stimulation performed.
Yeah, I'm thinking they were shocking them. That's why I brought it up.
So
that's creepy.
The way that relates to
people science, right?
Is if you have low baseline dopamine levels, you're not going to have motivation to get things done throughout the day. You're going to like put off doing your laundry till tomorrow. You'll like make the phone call you need to make the next day. You'll like, you'll still eat food, but you'll order pizza and you'll watch Netflix.
So wait, dopamine is probably directly related to people not having that dopamine fix is related to like procrastination.
Correct. Not having a low dopamine means you'll be lazy, you'll procrastinate, you'll put things off till the next day.
Sounds like me.
And if you
need to get the some dopamine. I mean the dummy. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So if you were to there are things called biohacking, which are behaviors you can do and substances you can take that increase your baseline dopamine. And before, when I heard about biohacking to increase my dopamine, when I thought it was just for my happiness, I'm like, I'm happy enough in life. I don't need to do these things. But now that I learned that it actually increases my motivation, I definitely want to do everything I can to get a higher baseline dopamine.
So do you take 5-HTP?
So 5-HTP is a precursor to your serotonin. So so there are precursors to dopamine. It's alphenylalanine and
Hold on. So now we're talking again. This is Vlad with us here, our main guest. And that's Joe over there, our Primal Moon star over here. Joe, you take the 5, whatever you just said. What is that?
I used to in high school when I was a raver.
Okay.
After, I used to do a lot of different things back in high school. I was a drug addict.
Oh,
so yeah.
But what did that do for you?
So when you take substances that deplete your serotonin after the experience, the next day it's important to take 5-HTP so you can bring your serotonin levels back up to baseline.
He just answered it. There we go.
Yeah, it's called a serotonin flush.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
How have I not heard of that? I've been to parties. I lived in Las Vegas. What the hell?
Actually,
you don't do drugs.
I do.
Actually,
Trust me, everybody I know does. But anyway.
I learned about 5-HTP in the most bizarre and interesting way.
Is it a shot, a pill? What is it?
It's a pill.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a capsule. You can get it from
You get it
Walgreens.
at GNC or
just over the counter.
Okay.
I learned it originally at my first music festival from this old school hippie who says he doesn't take 5-HTP throughout the year, but a week before he goes to a music festival, he takes it every day in high doses. He calls it, he's preloading on serotonin, so that when he comes to the festival, he has like a higher baseline serotonin, so that everything is more intense and more pleasurable. I'm not sure how much validity is to that, but that was a very interesting way some people.
I think he was justifying taking more.
But wait, isn't that why people do
like taking more drugs?
I thought that's why they do. Yeah, like why you're doing like coke or some kind of drug like that.
Yeah,
like,
if he's building up for it,
or
he's
whatever.
building up for a big flush. Is
Okay.
why he was probably doing that. He was basically just trying to get super high.
Well, how does that relate to dopamine though?
Okay, so getting back to dopamine.
Sorry, that was just an off trail.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
yeah. That was just a
that.
serotonin tangent. But
Now we know what Joe was into back in the day.
There's a lot of
5-HT1
things,
or whatever.
brother.
What is it again? Now I got to say it one more time.
5-HTP.
5-HT.
So with this rat study, what that means is if you have if a person has low baseline dopamine, they're going to be lazy. They're going to, put things off. They'll order food. They're going to, not be productive that day. If you biohack and you do things to increase your baseline dopamine, now you're going to go ahead and take care of the dishes, do your laundry, make that phone call you've been putting off. Instead of ordering pizza and watching Netflix, you'll actually go cook yourself a nice home cooked meal, and you'll, get things done that you needed to work on. So
I'll go pay all my bills that are late.
yes.
Oh man.
Wow. Now I want to hear more from Joe about this. So what do you know about the dopamine fix now? What are you taking for that stuff?
He brought it up. Didn't you bring that? What was it that
So
you? I've actually never taken it.
So there are supplements you can take that increase your baseline dopamine. Alpha-Nalanine
You
is
said
one
it
of them.
earlier. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Alpha-Nalanine.
Alpha-Nalanine and
that doesn't sound like that'd be in one pill. It's probably in a supplement with a bunch of stuff.
no, it's by itself.
It is by itself.
I'm forgetting the second one, but I can get back to you on that.
Yeah,
I got
you'll be on again. Don't worry.
So there's things you can do to increase your baseline dopamine.
Okay.
One is getting 7 hours of sleep. That's important. If you get less than 6, then you're gonna have a lower baseline dopamine than.
Oh,
than
that explains me.
So
Yeah,
yes,
she doesn't sleep. She's up all day.
if you get less than 7 hours of sleep, you're gonna have less motivation to
Yeah.
get things done when you wake
I mean,
up.
lately I'm in a little pain, so I've been having trouble sleeping, but I still try to get 6-7 hours at least.
Good.
Isn't like 8 or 9 where you're supposed to be at for like any age, really?
7 to 8.
7 to 8.
is
Okay.
the range.
What about kids? Don't they need to get like 10 or something like that?
I think yes. I think it does. It is different from.
It's
from
more
kids.
than more
Yeah.
than a regular older like adult. I know that, but anyway.
Doesn't
dopamine-
cardio and sunlight help, or
Uh,
is that wrong?
Yes,
correct me if
no, you're right. That's actually
Yeah.
the next point I was going to make is when you wake up, the first thing you want to do is get early morning, early day sunlight exposure. Having direct sunlight into your eyes increases your dopamine. It's
You
not
have to send all this to Libby. She needs to do all of this.
so it's not just vitamin D that you're getting from the sun. The direct sunlight into your retinas turns into a higher baseline dopamine in your body.
You think it would help the retina itself? Because I'm having some issues with health. There's like blood vessels.
I
don't know if it helps that, but at least it gives me more dopamine.
I don't think I'm qualified to give you medical
right, you're not a
medical
doctor.
advice like that. But so when I wake up, first thing I do is I go on a 5-minute walk or jog around my park, around my neighborhood, and so I can get direct sunlight into my eyes, and also I can get fresh oxygen and and that cardio. So as soon
What
as
do we
you
do
wake,
when it's pouring down rain? Then you just turn on a bright light, like a LED light, like the ones we got here.
well, if you can't go outside for your sunlight, there are these things called happy lights.
Oh
and,
yeah, okay,
and
I've
and,
heard
and,
of that. Sure.
and they do that. And
Okay, Libby, we gotta get you some happy lights.
but
Yes, we do.
and as soon as you wake up, you go on a 5-minute walk, and you get that fresh oxygen, you get that cardio, and you get the sunlight. You're gonna have a way higher baseline dopamine than if you were not to do that, and you'll have so much more motivation to get through the day and get everything done.
I love what I'm hearing. Now, okay, we didn't get into besides getting it from the sun and doing the activities you do. Are there supplements again, specifically the one you mentioned?
Yeah.
I'll say that again. So just go into where we can find our dopamine.
It's
Our dopamine fix. That's what we'll call it. Our dopamine.
alpha-nalanine or alpha-nalanine.
Okay, we said that again. I just wanted to clarify. That is, he said it a second ago, Vlad, that you can find this probably at GNC or Walmart or Walgreens again, right?
Yeah, you just say, "Can I get the dope?" They'll know
I love it.
exactly.
I'm
what
here
you're
to buy
going
some
for.
dope.
No, I'm just kidding.
Hi, Miss Miss Walgreens clerk. What aisle is the dope in? And I don't mean my dummy Libby over there. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Libby. I'm joking.
I get a joke. Jeez, I can make fun of myself.
Vlad is full of so much information. We keep cutting him off with our little goofy sides, but
Yeah, I love
we,
the stuff I'm hearing.
have we
It's
covered
very,
everything?
very well thought.
I
Are
appreciate
we
that.
good here? Do we?
Yeah, I found the name of the two supplements.
Oh,
It's
good.
L-tyrosine and alpha-nalanine. Both of those are dopamine precursors, while 5-HTP.
How do we spell that? Because the camera won't see your phone.
L-tyrosine is L-tyrosine, and
Okay.
alpha-nalanine is L-phenylalanine. PHENYLALANINE.
Oh, you know what? I think I do have that in one of my supplements. It's not very much though.
Then take it.
They only put like 5 yeah, but they only put like 5 milligrams in it. It's
Then take
it's one
two of
my-
them.
It's for my eyes. It's got multivitamins and for your eyes, and it's got that in there. I'm almost positive.
That's awesome.
But it's very little. So how
Yeah.
much do you can we talk about that?
Well,
how
it's
much
El
you need?
Finella time to take more.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
There we go. I got the whole, thank you, buy the veal, everybody. Try it. Try the veal.
I'm
Can't
here
buy
till
sushi, say it all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, so on a normal routine, we're meditating and we're going over our day. We're getting our sunlight. Are we supposed to be taking all these supplements to help, or what? What do you think?
No, taking the supplements for it, I don't think that's necessary. That's something that I do, and I get value out of it. And but I think the most valuable thing you can do to have a higher baseline dopamine is make sure you get 7 hours of sleep and start your day with a 5-minute walk to get sunlight and fresh oxygen.
I love that. We used to have dogs, and that's what I'd do. I'd run. I'd get up and run because, man, they want to take off.
Yeah,
And,
jog, run. That's even better.
But I would try to do it fast. Is there how long you really need to do it, honestly?
5 to 10 minutes of sunlight, depending if it's sunny or cloudy outside.
Okay.
So
5 to 10.
And I mean, even with the sunlight, even with the clouds, like you still get a little bit of the sunlight.
No, you-
so,
no, you-
like,
you
you get heavy
absolutely do,
rays.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm going to buy some happy lamps. I like that idea. Can you just have that in your room going all day? Those are pretty bright.
I think I think there's like time limits that you're supposed to be putting that on and off for.
I bet, because those are pretty intense light.
Yeah, and they actually work. There's parts of the world, like Alaska and other parts, where they don't get the same amount of direct sunlight because of where they're located, in relation to the equator. And for those people, they suffer with like the population on a population level. They suffer with like depression issues and other problems.
low
And-
vitamin D.
And something that they implement is a lot of those people use those happy lamps, and once like those areas started using it, it greatly improved the depression levels on a population scale.
I'm not joking. I'm being serious. Isn't that the same type of lamps that you can also use when you're cultivating like marijuana plants? Isn't that the same stuff? I thought that was also kind of like a happy light. I don't know what
Similar
they actually-
UVs.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I'm serious. I'm not joking.
I'm not sure, but
Not far off.
I think there's a specific,
Wattage.
Yeah, wattage, UV spectrum,
Yeah.
whatever the qualifications are for the happy lamps.
This is great. You two know about all this. I've never really studied any of this, and I did have health in college. I didn't have it in high school.
He
But-
knows quite a bit for
Yeah.
sure. Like I know a little bit about a lot of things, but he knows definitely
we're,
a lot about
we're
it.
Jack of all trades, master of none. I say I'm not a jack of all trades either, but whatever. I can do radio stuff. But anyway, so again, we're here with Vlad Lee. He's got and you've got all of this stuff is probably found. You can get links to it on your website, Brand New Logic.
Yeah, each one of these things I'm talking about, I've written an article on my website to explore further.
Joe, are you going to go look at that when we get done? Right?
Yeah, I was.
Brand New Logic,
planning
just
on
like it sounds.
For sure.
BrandNewLogic.com. He got a .com. Hard to get these days.
Yeah, I mean, you can find them, but yeah, Primal Moon has
expensive.
one. But yeah,
Trust
it
me.
depends. It depends on like what you can do with it and like what accessories I guess you have with the website too.
Bell and Company. I didn't do it because I had to take it from the Bell. Bell, like Alexander
really?
Graham Bell. So I did get MarioJBell.com. I was able to get that.
Nice.
So
Oh,
everybody
that's
can-
good.
I'm going to put links as soon as the site's up. I'm going to have all your stuff on there, and everybody, Joe's stuff, some stuff about Libby. But one of these days I'll have a site. But anyway, back to the story. So you can find all that. You've done articles about all this stuff.
Correct.
And I want to have you on just like Joe on a regular basis. You don't have to come every week. It might be too much, but
Yeah.
like a monthly thing or something. Give
Yeah,
us our health update or whatever.
Yeah, I have plenty of like fascinating topics I like exploring that I could talk about and share with you guys here.
We've got about 10 minutes. We want to talk a little bit about what Joe has to say too for some of his marketing stuff he's been doing. But for before we do that, did we cover pretty much everything? You got a few more things there? You wanted to-
There's a few things we can get back to next time.
Hit something else. Go for it. I'll be quick and sweet.
Yeah, no,
on my
he's got a
stuff.
lot of notes. That's what I'm
Yeah.
looking. We've got about
Yeah,
another 10
dude, I'm
minutes.
down to hear.
I wanted to share with you guys about Do More. So basically like a free plug for them, just because they this company, I get so much value out of it. It's this service. It's not in every state. It's only in the states that have like a high population. So like Chicago, Austin, some in California, Colorado.
Yeah, like L.A. I think San Francisco has. I've seen it now that you told me about it off the air.
So
I've seen them.
it's the
New York City.
Yeah, so all the high density population areas, if you live nearby one, check if you have Do More available to you. So with the Do More, it's a subscription service. You pay $5 a month, and they send you a pair of tickets to an event. You put down the kind of music you like, and so they try to match you with your preferences. So every month they'll send you an email, says here are like the 8 events we're offering you. Do you want to select one of them? If you like one of them, the offers, you say yes, and then they're going to have a pair of tickets under your name waiting at the box office under guest list. And if you don't like any of the offers, you just say no, and then 7 days later they send you another 8 offers to choose from.
That is just an awesome concept.
And if you keep saying no, four times throughout the month, at worst case, you just lost $5.
How did you find that, by the way?
I was at I think I was at Riot Fest Music Festival, and they had a booth, and I just signed up from there.
I love
Joe,
Riot
guerrilla
Fest.
marketing right there.
Yeah.
Now you
yeah.
got to add. You want to get some money from them? Put it on there on the
Guerrilla
trucks and wherever
marketing.
you put it.
I've been looking at a couple new ideas. There's like the power washer idea with the QR code.
Good idea.
That is genius. I saw videos of this recently.
Yeah.
My buddy has a power washing company, and I work with him on that. And we're looking to getting into that as well.
Yeah.
Like power washing your logo into the ground. It's the funniest, coolest
I
idea.
gotta hear about this.
It's
now.
anti-graffiti.
Okay, so we did. So Do Me is a site that everybody can go to.
Yeah. So Do More is
Do More, I'm
the
sorry.
subscription
Do Me.
service.
What am I thinking about?
to
Do more, people. Do more.
You get 2 tickets each month for the price of $5.
That is so awesome. But they have, like you said off the air, 312 or something. What is it?
So they have a sister website, and it's a Do 312. So this is for the 312 area code, Chicago area, and that's their website for giveaways. So you can check what are all the events happening around you and sign up for free giveaways. And then Do More is their subscription service where you get 2 tickets for $5.
This is phenomenal. And you obviously utilize it. You've been to a bunch of concerts.
Yeah, I've been using this service for 3 years now, and I've gone to so many things.
A perfect segue into talking about what's going on with Joe. But Joe, do you guys got to get into that? Are you?
Yeah, I'm
in
definitely
with them?
going to check that out as well, as well as Brand New Logic.
Because but you got to get on this site for your band, is what I'm saying. Primal Moon and your other band you're working.
Yeah,
with.
I mean, if bands get on there, that would be cool. I mean, I'd be fine with it. Our next show is our next 2 shows are free. Hard Rock Cafe is actually a free one.
Oh,
Nice.
so
Downtown
that'll be
Chicago. He's
solid.
doing downtown Chicago Hard Rock Cafe, not the casino in Gary, Indiana.
One day.
Why not?
Yeah,
That's the
you
next
know.
step. Go from the
But-
cafe down to the
like-
casino. So anyway, just I want to make sure we didn't miss anything. Again, the name of it is just
Do More. Yeah, if you just go to
DOMORE.
Yeah, if you Google Do More, it'll pop up for you.
Okay, and it does have a lot of. That's why I brought it up. It does have a lot of local.
Yeah,
band.
so they're
You're not going to find Aerosmith on there.
no,
necessarily.
actually the kind of tickets you get, they always have offers for a bunch of local artists performing, but oftentimes they have like really big names.
Really?
Like I've gotten a pair of two $50 tickets to Aragon to see big names. I've gotten 2 $100 tickets to a Navy Pier to see, I think it was Marshmallow performing. So they
pretty
have
cool.
like actual
Yeah.
big names.
Those are some big name bands.
This month I claimed 2 tickets for one day of Summerfest Music Festival. So you can actually
the whole day.
yeah. So
Those tickets are like $200, I think.
no, they're less now, but they do have like actual good offers. It's not just like smaller local stuff.
Aren't they like Solstice now or something? Is it still Summerfest is the one in Milwaukee,
Yeah,
right?
Milwaukee's the big
Okay, I was
Summerfest
thinking
one.
about something else.
You're thinking about Summer Camp Music
Yeah,
Festival.
Scam.
It's Soulshine. I just came back from that.
Oh,
Yeah,
how was
and that's
it?
a friend of mine
It
that
was
does
amazing.
that. A friend of mine does that one. Where was it this year?
Same place. Same place.
I forget where it is. Where is it?
It's in Chillicothe, Illinois, and Twin
Yeah,
Sister
like in the
Lake.
middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
right? Like
If
Twin
you ever-
Sisters Lake.
If you ever get a chance to check out some cool festivals, look at the Shawnee Park down near Carbondale. It's like they have some amazing festivals down
Really?
there. Yeah, like they're worth going to. and
Nice.
the
Libby,
price
where
is
do you
right.
like to go? What ones do you go to?
Whatever's free.
Whatever's free. Okay, so we're gonna go see Joe then. That one's free at the Hard Rock.
There we
But that's
go.
not a festival.
Or
that's just-
O'Hare's we have on Friday coming up.
When
I
are you-
saw a video with him. He's got a video of him walking around checking out the venue. Is that what that was?
Oh yeah. That was yesterday. I just figured I'd go check it out.
Yeah.
When are you performing again?
This Friday this upcoming Friday we're performing at O'Hare's in Bartlett, and then July 27th is Hard Rock Cafe.
That is awesome. So we
And
got
then
a
we're
month to
playing
see him.
Jamboozled Festival in Mendota, Illinois in September.
And what's the name of your band again?
Primal Moon.
Primal Moon.
Yeah,
Awesome.
he's a local guy. You got to check out. It's good
I
stuff.
definitely will.
And that's first song. Now it obviously relates to what we were talking about. So now he's gonna want to definitely
It was called Spinning.
Spinning. Yep.
spinning.
There you go. Libby with a great memory.
Yeah, that's killer.
Pay
And
attention.
you-
Don't
and you-
underestimate me.
Killer retention, I
You've
swear.
got another band too, don't you?
I have a side acoustic project
Okay.
called Brojack, and that's fun too. We have 3 songs out online.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
play like acoustic shows.
Last time I was like, that sounds familiar, like a TV show, but it's not. That's
Oh,
BoJack.
yeah.
This is
Yeah.
BoJack.
Yeah, I am not horse man.
Yeah, no,
sort of
no,
looking
I
thing
think
with-
that's hilarious.
But I do have depression.
Right.
So
That's
I
a
mean,
crazy show.
BoJack had it.
I know most of those shows on that network was Cartoon Network at one point.
We're
I
all
don't know where
based
they're
off
at now.
depression.
They're all crazy. But anyway, so I want to talk a little bit about get into your marketing plan now. You had some updates. You just mentioned it with him. You want to do what you know about it too, Vlad.
Yeah, tell them about the Power Wash marketing.
I want to hear all about this.
Yeah, so basically
We
a
got a
lot of
couple
people
minutes.
start to like do their own brand, their logo into sidewalks that are dirtied from city walking, the dirt, the constant smog in the air of certain areas. It just kind of rests on top of that pavement. So people have started to kind of reverse graffiti it.
So they probably put a pattern down to have like the
Yeah.
name and the logo, and then just spray right over it to get the junk off. the
Yeah, and people
sidewalk.
do QR codes now. So like you can do that. I was gonna do it with
on the
chalk as
ground or
well.
spraying painting it.
No,
or they're
you-
spray washing. I
You
mean?
Power
you
washing,
power
yeah.
wash
Power
a
washing.
QR code into the ground. So
Yeah, so you clean it
Wow.
at the same time as leaving your brand out there, letting like it's kind of
Where am I going to find these people? You know about it. You know about it. Libby and I are like, what? Okay, where are we going to see this?
the internet's a powerful place. Like
No, but I mean,
and
the point of it
just
is
Google is
marketing.
your
the internet.
friend.
It's
Oh, you
right
can
on the
you can
street.
find it in cities. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like I learned a lot of my marketing exploits from just like seeing other people do things or taking from other companies. Like when I started filling potholes, I stole that idea from Domino's.
Yeah,
That's
I know
genius.
Domino's did that. Yeah,
You know, like exactly. It's
but
like
when you filled the pothole, then you put your logo, you spray painted the logo on it, right?
yeah, it's like, you know, this
I mean, this is
done
great.
by me.
You,
know,
you guys
done by
both got to
this.
help us now. We got to put the logo for Bell&Company on your site, and you got to spray paint and power wash it in there, okay? Because you guys are part of the show now. so-
Yeah, guerrilla marketing is a fun time. It's,
Yeah, no,
it's
we need to do
definitely
more of
cool.
that, Libby. I think I'm gonna send Libby out, just hang out on like park benches and hand stuff out.
It's
Yeah.
not a bad idea.
You know?
Any sort of face to face, a lot of people will. At least it puts a face to the name.
So what big events? Okay, we kind of already talked about. We touched on what are some festivals coming? Are you in any festivals, by the way? Primal Moon.
Jamboozled in September.
Okay, September, because I know you mentioned it off the air. So he's
Yeah, it's
Jam
like a
or-
4-day festival.
Jamboozled or Jamboozled?
Jamboozled.
Jam.
Mhm.
Where's that one at?
Mendota,
Oh,
Illinois.
that's the one that's in Mendota. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's a
You're-
4-day fest, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it should be fun. I mean, we're gonna have a blast.
I want to see you two guys power washing all this stuff in there. Mention the festival, his name, your name. This is great.
Yeah,
love
the
this stuff.
petition is going well. Like we're still getting signatures to get on the river.
Yes, before we
yeah.
go, we got about a minute or so left. I want to talk about that. You're not wanting to come on here. You're going on another station.
Well,
that's-
well, no, we
traditional.
definitely want to be on Intellectual Radio.
okay, you're
We-
gonna come on here. Okay,
Oh,
good.
that's without a doubt. Like they all said yes. It's just
Okay, good.
finding a good Friday.
But
that
on the river,
works.
you want to have like a show, right?
we want to get like they got a picture of me marketing with my sign,
Okay.
and so they posted it and said we love the hustle, you know, stuff like that, you know, like, and I was like, well, you want to let us play on your station now?
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And
So how's that going?
Well, they at first responded. They were like, "Yeah, we did just switch to alternative, and you guys have a alternative rock sound, and it's a good sound, but we are trying to go with bands that have been played. Basically, it's a money thing.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
want the
Like,
big
yeah,
national stuff, right?
exactly.
Sure,
You
sure.
know, but I get it. I understand. They're a good station. They're reputable. They don't want to like accidentally shoot themselves in the foot with a local.
No, I
band.
mean they're a fairly well-known station out in the western suburbs. That's 95.9. I actually used to work there when it was the old WKKD.
Yeah,
But it was a totally different music back then.
yeah. So now they
So-
recently switched platform from
Alternative
classic
music.
rock to alternative. So
I think you still got a chance.
I'm gonna keep pushing because like with Q Rock it kind of happened that way where I just kept like introducing an onslaught of memes.
You know that's the sister station, right?
Yeah.
They own that company owns like 6 stations around here.
Yeah,
or
I
at least
know.
4. I know 4 for sure.
When I went there, it was about 6 stations, I believe.
So where do we find you? We got to wrap this up. So we're finding you at a website of what?
moveon.org if you're talking about the petition.
For the petition, yeah.
Primal Moon on 95.9 The River. We're at about like 320 signatures
Oh, I
so
think
far
you're
in the
gonna get
past
on.
week.
I do.
We're gonna keep trying until we get to as far as we can until they see it.
And if they want to find the band, where do they go to find you guys online?
You can find Primal Moon at Primal Moon Band on X and Instagram, preferably.
Okay.
We're on Facebook, Primal Moon. We're also Primal Moon on Spotify as well. You could just look us up on Google. We pop up first on the algorithm because of my guerrilla marketing.
Nice.
Yeah, so like we'll be like the first page for Primal Moon because of that.
That is beautiful. Well, thank you for being here, Joe. Thank you, Vlad. Like I said, we'll have both of you back on a regular basis. Joe, as much as you can be here weekly if you can. Vlad, you're probably going to be once a month or so with your new updates every month, right?
Yeah, and it was great to meet you, Joe. And I just want to say, Primal Moon is such a cool name for a band.
Isn't it awesome?
Thanks,
That's the other
man.
thing I liked about him. Not only the guerrilla marketing, but he had some great names for his band. So anyway, everybody, thanks for joining us. You can check us out wherever you can find Intellectual Radio, or just ask for Bell&Company. And we'll see you next time here on Bell&Company on
Bye.
Intellectual Radio. Bye, everybody.
See you.
Bye.